Okay. Well, welcome everyone. This is week 2 of our FAQ session and talking about the 28 day The Gut Matters book, our 28 days talking about gut health. Carol is with us tonight for week 2, and you are talking about replace, correct?
I'm talking about replacing.
Yes.
Am I that?
All
Is
right,
that what
well,
I'm
I'm going
talking
to go
about?
ahead. Yes. Yes, ma'am. So,
For a second there, I didn't understand what you said, but here I am, and I have some slides for you. I would like this to be as informal as possible. So Pam and Kay, if you feel like jumping in at any time, feel free, because this is just a little discussion about how can we exchange things in our life for the good, for the better. So if we have certain practices we're doing that aren't so healthy, what can we replace them with? So I picked out 4, and these are right in your ebook. And we replace refined foods with nutrient-dense foods. That's one replacement. We can add digestive enzymes with high-quality supplements. We can shift from chemical skin products to those that are preservative-free with no chemicals. And we can shift from drinking soda and liquid sugar and maybe replace it with infused water. So those are the 4 areas I'm going to focus on. Keep in mind, there's a lot of replacements you can make for the good, but we'll just highlight these tonight. So I'm going to follow. I'm not going to open this all the way up. Well, I'll try. Let me see what happens, okay? Because, I could lose this, but I'll give it a try. It doesn't want to do it. Okay, not a big deal. So since we're talking about digestive health, why do we eat in the first place? Well, we eat because we need to get nutrition into the body. And it comes in as micro, meaning small nutrients from vitamins and minerals, and macronutrients, which means big, like carbohydrates, fatty acids, and protein. And so these are the 3 macronutrients. Carbs, you've heard of that. You're probably trying to figure out what to do with all those carbs in your life, because we need them, but we don't need certain kinds of them. Proteins, very important, and then fats. So the carbs are our primary source of energy. So when someone says, oh, I'm going to cut out all carbs and I'm never going to eat sugar again, we need those things to function. We just have to find the right ones and in the right amounts. Protein is the next one. And protein provides the building blocks for muscles and enzymes. And fat, good fat, is necessary for normal cell development, organ development, and critical for nerve conduction. So clearly we need something of all these 3 in the right amounts, in a balance. So when we talk about replacing in the zone of macronutrients, we want to replace some of those refined foods those are those easy foods that you eat really fast and they go right down, and they're cheap and they taste great and they're everywhere and you can't avoid them. Those refined foods are everywhere and we overindulge. What we want to replace it with is nutrient-dense foods like you see in that picture. So if you're wondering what refined foods look like, how does that make you feel? I know you've seen all these kinds of foods, but when you put them together like this, it's kind of disgusting, isn't it? Because it's not alive. And how could this be nourishing? And how could this be life-giving? So this is what refinement of foods looks like from all those fast food places. So we would like to think about replacing that with something that is prettier and healthier. So in general, look at foods that are colorful, foods that grow from the earth. Boost your nutrition with whole foods, real, fresh, organic, low glycemic, non-processed food. I know organic can be expensive, but if you can, buy organic because you're going to have less pesticides on it. So that's a plus. So we should get about 5 to 9 servings a day of colorful fruits and vegetables because they're high in antioxidants. We need fiber and it will give us that. And you can get that from whole grains and vegetables. And the good fats, because you know there's fat and then there's good fat. So good fats are avocados, coconut oil, salmon, sardines, halibut, omega-3 eggs, almonds, macadamia, walnuts. These are pretty nice foods. So think about when you're replacing some of your fast junk foods, think about it being more like this. More fruits and vegetables, lean meats, omega-3 fatty acids, and fiber. And try to reduce the amount of meat that you eat. Reduce saturated fats, no trans fats, reduce sugar, and reduce sodium. So these are just general things you can think about when you're replacing from junk to joy. From junk to joy. How's that?
Carol?
Yes.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, when you mentioned sodium, something that I never realized, but I've learned over time is, we make this wonderful salad and then we put salad dressing on it. And salad dressing is huge in sodium. I went to a healthy restaurant when I lived in Colorado. And I mean, it was all like fresh salad bar, like everything you could think of. I mean, it just was so scrumptious. And then you look at the sodium from the salad dressing, it was like 2,400, 3,600. And I was just like, you got to be kidding me. So that's where they get you.
Yeah.
In those hidden things.
Right. Yep. We got to be much more conscious of what we're eating. And when there's a label to read the label. If there's no label and you don't know what salad dressing there is, opt into maybe balsamic vinegar and oil or something like that. Okay, so now, how do we get nutrients that we need from our food? Well, it's going to come through your digestive system, and we're learning a lot about the digestive system, I'm sure, this week or this month. But this is where we have to focus so we can appreciate how food can get broken down and used by the body. So we're going to look at how there is a process called chemical digestion in your body. And this is done with enzymes. Okay? They break up large food into their building block components. And these are with the enzymes, these are the enzymes, in fact, that break down certain foods, like amylase breaks down carbohydrates. Protease and peptidase breaks down protein. Lipase breaks down fat. So the good news is we have a product for that. Sorry, I'm wheezing a little, but I will power through. USANA has a digestive enzyme which has many enzymes in it, which is really amazing. And here they are. Okay, and I mentioned.
And Carol?
Yeah.
Carol, if I can just real quick give a plug here. From all the previous years of mine with poor eating choices, ending up having to have my gallbladder out, I thought getting my gallbladder out was going to fix everything. And I found by having numerous bouts of nausea and vomiting and going back to the doctor, I was diagnosed with a post-cholecystectomy syndrome. And, you know, just with your liver having to take over, it causes all kinds of problems. And they actually recommended digestive enzymes as a way to help get me through that. And so had the USANA digestive enzymes at home, started taking those. It was hard at first because I didn't want to put anything in my mouth to make me nauseated. To make a long story short, these got me over that hump and got me through, to end the nausea and starting to make, be able to eat again. So these were tremendous help for me after my gallbladder surgery.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And, when you look at how comprehensive this product is, it has all those enzymes. And I'll show you here that the first three, amylase, lactase, cellulase, breaks down carbohydrates and fiber. Bromelain, protease, papain supports digestion of proteins. Lipase digests fats. And here's that extra bonus. In case you have stomach upset, especially after a large meal, we have artichoke extract in there for that purpose. So it's a pretty powerful product. And of course, USANA is only the best, right? Because of guaranteeing all these things: potency, quality, strength, composition, identity, and purity. So you can trust it. So that is something that you could add on into your daily routine of eating. And usually people will take 1 or 2 tablets before each meal if you need it. So it's kind of up to you to decide, what do I need? And by trial and error. So we've got that replacement or an addition. Here's another replacement you can think of. What kind of skincare are you using, and does it have chemicals in it or preservatives? So you want to be reading labels on the things that you purchase. Now, our product, USANA's product, is Celavive, which is preservative free. There's nothing in there that can harm your skin. And it all gets absorbed into your body, so it's not going to harm your body. So that's another research project for you to consider. Go look at those labels, look them up online, find out what those actually are. Now, there is an organization called EWG.org, Environmental Working Group.org. And they have very good information there on personal care products and what is safe. And these are just some of the things they tell us to avoid. And the one that strikes me, parabens, you've heard that. Don't want products with parabens in it. We don't want the formaldehyde. These products have to have something to preserve it so it doesn't deteriorate or grow bacteria. However, that's where formaldehyde often shows up to be that. Not in USANA. USANA has their products, the botanicals in the products, they preserve themselves. And that is without any chemicals at all. Very safe. So I just want you to just take a look and see, I wonder what I have in my products. And you may want to make a change. And again, it's up to us, It isn't up to me to say, here, do this. It's us having to take it upon ourselves to put only things that are healthy in our bodies. Okay, here's another replacement. I love this. This is a visual aid from a health fair where you have all these drinks, liquids, and you put them up there with how much sugar is in each one. Look at that, if you can see that. Pretty disgusting. What would be a better choice? Well, there's a little bottle of water at the end there. There's no sugar in it. Yay. So let's just drink more water. And if you need to flavor it, Look what you can do. Decorate it with fruits, vegetables, whatever tastes good like that, and put it right in your water. And you've got a delicious, refreshing beverage. And, you know, I have to think about, it's pretty. It's prettier. It makes you want to appreciate that what you're putting in your body is healthy. So those are only some replacements you can make, those couple that I mentioned. But keep in mind when you're leading a healthy lifestyle, in general, there's a whole lot more you can do, including stay hydrated, make sure you're drinking enough water. Half your weight in ounces daily, at least. Eat more fiber every day. The average is 16 grams. We should be up at 30 grams. Exercise every day. Doesn't matter what it is, just move. Pick something you like to do and move. Ideally, 30 minutes a day of walking would be perfect. Or scooting around the house with a scooter would be a solution for Pam right now. And then maintain a healthy weight. So keep in mind that your lifestyle changes are based on your choice, your decision, your motivation. But boy, once you get going on some of this, you'd be surprised how you look back at what you did before. And it's like, why? Why was I always in McDonald's every day when I could have been eating that beautiful salad at that new restaurant that has organic, beautiful delicacies? So just think about making the shift, trying it a little bit at a time, and look for the results. So, Kay, what do you got for me?
Me, I loved what you shared. The one slide that you showed with all the fried food, it reminded me of the slogan, do we eat to live or do we live to eat? Because a lot of those things that we go to that, you know, I'm starving for French fries and I want some fried fish and chips and all that stuff, right? The fish is healthy, right? But that's living to eat because of something I'm craving versus saying, I'm going to eat to live and live my best life, which helps me make those better choices. So that's what that reminded me of. But I loved this information. You know, as much as I know in my own health journey, I always pick up a little something new each time to help my journey get better. You know, and just to remind everybody, you know, going out tomorrow and trying to do it all at once can be overwhelming, create stress, which is not healthy. And so just choosing, I'm no longer going to eat McDonald's. Or I'm only going to do it if you love it. If you love it a lot, then reward yourself and eat it once a month.
Right.
You know, and enjoy it, but don't do it every day. Don't do it every week.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Taper off a little bit if you can, or but really, you know, this visual is powerful in my mind.
It is.
That just
gives me a stomach ache.
I know. Yeah, I know. And
I mean,
that's what it does. That kind of food does give you a stomach ache.
It looks gross.
Yeah.
Although that hot dog with sauerkraut is like Steve, he gets so excited when he brings home a hot dog to go with his sauerkraut.
Well, and you know, the only time I have a hot dog is if we have like a campfire and we say, oh, let's roast hot dogs. But it's not something that I'm eating every day. I might have a couple of hot dogs a year, you know, but when I do, I love it. So that's more of the way we want to live our lives is don't deprive yourself 100%. Just don't make eating that way 100%, you know, and when you do have it, appreciate it and say, you know what? Thank you. I really wanted that. I'm glad I did. I got it out of my system now. And now I can go back and do something back on track, get back on track.
Mhm.
So,
And, you know, and I think like condiments, like we were talking about salad dressing, condiments, right? How much sugar is in ketchup,
oh my
right?
gosh,
I mean, a
yes.
huge amount. And so really, you know, if condiments, if you're using a lot of those in, especially with summer coming, right? And you're making potato salad and macaroni salad and, you know, you've got, if you make tuna fish sandwiches or egg salad sandwiches, all those little condiments that go in all that stuff, because the ingredients themselves can be very healthy. It's that dressing that we're creating, that extra, those condiments that we're adding to that meal that can really trash it.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I think if nothing else, get in the habit of when you're shopping is look at every label before you put something in your cart. Because you really you gotta get used to what, because like ketchup is like, what's just ketchup? And then you look at the label, sugar, just like everything else that I look at a label these days and I question, why is there sugar in this? It doesn't, a cracker, okay, a cracker doesn't need sugar in it, but that's how insidious sugar is right now. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
So you have to hunt. Go on there, and if you're shopping with your kids, have them do the hunting for you. Have them look at the labels and find stuff, because then they'll get used to the power of the label.
Yeah. Because sugar is more addictive than cocaine. And if they
Yes.
can get you addicted to their product, so you'll come back and buy the same thing every time you go to the grocery store,
Yeah.
right? That's the end result that they're after.
That's exactly right.
Mhm.
So, well, I hope, and Pam, is there anything that you wanted to share?
No, I thought this was a great session on replacement. I think hopefully everyone learned a lot. I'm just very grateful, Carol, that you shared this. Oh, I was fighting a sneeze there. Sorry. And just looking forward, just encouraging everyone to check in daily on on the Facebook page for the 28 days of gut health, and get your daily dose of gut
Yes.
information. And we will be back next Wednesday for our third session, and I will be heading that one up. And we just hope everybody is learning a lot and being able to implement some of the things that they've learned a little bit at a time, and gradually, and start building some new habits. So
Exactly.
with that being said, I think that we're going to go ahead and end the recording, and we will see everyone next week.
Great. Thanks, everybody, for showing up tonight.